It is ours.
Hello everybody and welcome to our third game of this amazing semi-finals. We have playing on the southeast side of Elst Outskirts, double Brits today. Noggano and Scotch from Gold Path 2 playing double Brits.
I can't believe my eyes. It's a wondrous contraption, and we're up against Mixed Axis in the north. It's HelpingHans and DevM. They've just come off the back of a comeback defeat, and that's not what you want to hear after the word comeback. You want to hear the words comeback victory. Indeed, they were winning and then they lost. Let's go and have a look at these Sturm Pioneers. You can see they've got the Sturmgewehr, the very first successful assault rifle design. It took an intermediate cartridge, not a rifle cartridge like those mods in... Sorry, these are Mausers, Kar 98Ks, one of the best bolt-action guns of the war. But the Sturmgewehrs were the first assault rifle. That was a really successful design, very cool. Let's talk a little bit about the Brits, Dan. A lot of people can buy this faction for very cheap on Steam right now. Talk us through what makes them an individual faction and a pleasure to play and watch.
Well, the Brits, they have their own playstyle. In fact, even in Company Heroes 1, they had a very unique playstyle. The Brits are great at holding the front line. Their units are just very, very tough, thick-skinned. They can make engagements last a really, really long time. They've got great little boosters. They can throw artillery. They can, you know, like markers for artillery. They can heal themselves when they're out of battle with their medical kits. They're beautiful. But I think where the Brits come in, the way they always have, it really is in their artillery. They've got such good artillery. Comes from the base. You see their bases here. When these upgraded, they get an artillery piece each, which can be called down by the infantry units. It just makes them a little bit fun and different.
And they've got the dichotomy of hammer and anvil as well, so you can choose to upgrade your building in one of two ways for all of the buildings. For example, it's either a Comet tank or a Churchill for the last building you can utilise. And Brits are still getting iterated upon. They finally get an anti-tank snare, something that will slow tanks down until they are repaired, and that's happening this week. So Relic is still, well, Relic in the community in this case, because it's a cohesive effort, are still working on the game. Let's get into the tactical nuances of the battle in front of us. It is the third game in a best-of-5 series to decide who goes into the final for the biggest money tournament in co-history. And out.
Absolutely, yeah. Noggano. I think this is a sensible play from Noggano. You see here he's trying to take the decap. The decap's fuel from his opponent. He's been caught out by an early sniper from HelpingHans. And the sniper is brutal here against the four-man squads.
It really is. It's 25% of the squad's capacity to live evaporated in a single round of that scoped G43 rifle.
It's a great tipper for engagements as well, because of course one model going down means that you know, the squad's fighting less efficiently, so it's actually easier for the Axis to win engagements. Great early Raketten predicting the Bren. Can he get that last shot?
Oh my lordy Jesus, I did not think that was possible. He got through the trees, nearly hit his prey. Nice work.
He weaved his way through the foliage there with that.
Beautiful. Nice and afraid you go. Dan's back, everybody. He's got the dictionary out. I like it. I feel mildly threatened there. I want to have a battle of words. Let's bring it on.
Here we go.
We've got the folks grenadiers behind the log pile. Nicely bound packets there.
Not a fan of that retreat.
No, me neither. You should have soft pedaled first, possibly. Come on, Scotchy baby. You're a much better player than we'll ever be, but we can still criticise you from our highly advantageous position in a studio with a can of Red Bull. Come on, you.
It's easy for us. But if anyone doesn't know why we're criticising that, you can actually choose which door you get out of on these buildings. So you don't want to get out on the side of your enemies there. You could have got out from the front and run off.
Also, a high level play is to manipulate the algorithm of the retreat path. So as soon as you click retreat, the game calculates what is quickest way back to base, go that way. That's all it does. So if you move before you hit retreat, you can make it beneficial to you. Not that it was that bad, the tiniest bit sloppy, and we're hypercritical people. And tell us what you see here, Dan.
I just see riflemen, well, Tommies actually, and they've upgraded to 5 men within their squad. So they're now really, really efficient at fighting. They're going to not suffer so much to the sniper. And you see right now, Tommies from Noggano, they are going to flank the OKW and Austere combined forces from the north. This is
nice. Sounds very scary then.
Oh dear. I'm actually worried about this sniper here if it gets found out.
Oh yeah, I can hear there's a universal carrier lingering, and as well, Tommy's has certainly got the retreat path. It's upgraded to a Wasp, which means he's got the flamethrower. Rakettenwerfer is getting pushed away, so that's been found out.
This is a great target for the Wasp. We hope to see it come in. And Wasp upgrade on the Universal Carrier, of course, flamethrower.
Nice incendiary grenade fighting fire with fire. Not quite burning down the house, though. Tommy's pushing in. Map work, Dan. What are we seeing?
Well, Sniper there, just soft retreat, by the way. But in terms of the map, Axis were a little bit on the left-hand side at the start of this game. They tried to take the fuel that kind of inherently goes to allies playing from the south. And now, actually, they think they're having to struggle and reconfigure. They've just dropped double fuel to the Brits. And they have to get fuel urgently to stop the Brits bringing out early vehicles.
Oh, I can see early Cromwells this game. I can just see it. I think this is a fantastic play from Scotch and Noggano.
Just been found out laying some mines there.
That's not the end of the world, I guess. Tell you what, HelpingHans has been asking DevM, when can I play Brits? He just wants to play Brits. So he'll be like, look, if I played Brits, I would have been fine. Because he is the most famous Brit player in tournament history, HelpingHans. He made them his thing, let's say.
Hans is a fantastic Brit player, but I feel like Hans and his British success relied on one commander, that was Mobile Assault Regiment. You know, the land mattress, that's when he was just like, you know, he used it every single game, and you don't see him using it as much anymore, but here we see the engineers here, the sappers, they're trying to clear parts of the map so that they can get better sight points. This is great to see, you know, such a great ability used.
So cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It's deforestation in action, but so we can get better range of sight. Here comes the Zweihanders Fansig after the Wasp. The scout car with that auto turret. Big shots go in. 2 more required. There he goes, and he's flung out of with a double jump. Wow, that was cool. That was awesome. On Mario or something.
Yeah. AC's out in the field now. This is really important. I think Brits actually suffer if they don't get the AC out quickly because they just don't have anything to contest with the light vehicles otherwise unless they invest in the AT gun, and that's not always able to get the right angles. It's a heavy thing to lug around and get into the right position, so AC, very important here.
And that's, by the way, why they were obviously deforesting, but the AC didn't need that. It's mobile in its assault. Then Pioneer's coming to back up the Furch Grenadiers. That's like a difficult engagement. I don't fancy that one if I were DevM. I'll say DevM and HelpingHans must be a little bit dejected after game 2. They put their heart and soul into that game only to lose in the long run. DevM is going for a Puma in this game, which is of course an anti-tank armoured car. You heard it here first.
Just by the way, that Scotch has our first commander pick of the game, Mobile Assault Regiment, sorry, which is I think what we expect.
Hover over the commander for a while longer. I'm aware that some of these guys are thinking what commanders to buy, and if you're a Brit, so you've just bought the Brit for it, you can't think of a better one to get than that one.
Give it just a second though, because the sniper's out of cover at the moment. The scout car's going to go down to the AC. Great play from Noggano. Sniper has to run away, and the second scout car a little bit powerless.
Oh, he's going for it! He's just like, oh, what's that tickling my left side there? Oh, the Puma, he's tagging out. Oh, I like that while the referee's back was turned. He's done a sneaky little tag there.
Oh, yeah, we were just talking about the commander before we went into
We were.
this,
I mean, look, this has got a little bit of everything. I like it. It's flamethrowers for your sappers. It's advanced cover combat, so giving you an extra boost. Infiltration commando is really the backlines, like a miniatized commando squad. Land mattress rocket artillery, and then, of course, Dan, vehicle crew pairs are really underrated.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, the commandos as well can just like pop out of the buildings and you know, surprise behind enemy lines. It's a nice commander. And you know, the Brits are one of those factions. They do get everything out of their like third tier. You know, you've got your heavy tank, your heavy anti-tank, and the Firefly. So, commanders that boost you.
Can't say no to that. Here we go. AC being led by bolstered Tommies. Find the Puma. There's 2 ACs. The Puma is surrounded. Oh,
wow, that was. Absolutely muscled out of the game. You don't normally see that. The Puma's kind of like the counter to the AC builds, but only when played well.
Against one of them, not a tandem double combo AEC team operating in unison via 2 mines. One in France, one in Russia. That's interesting.
more of these trees. Just this
one less.
ability.
He's got to get rid of that tree, surely. Come on.
I hope so. For everybody's OCD here, he needs to remove this tree. But I mean, actually, you know, the use of this ability is so that Brits can clear the way for their emplacements. You know, they're a faction that is designed around these big emplacements in the mortar and the bofers, so they need to clear the ground for it. It's good to see players using it for line of sight as well.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Brits are enveloping the battlefield right now. Not good at all. They're probably going to put a flag and call it their country, knowing the Brits. 2-2-2, having a good little going. Ah, the Brits have just realised, there's a 2-2-2 out again. Let's go and find it. Come on, chaps, there's a little 2-2-2 in the north. Let's go and see if we can get it. Now, come on, Jenkins, put the T away.
Just going to completely give away the sniper's hiding position. Let's just tail him, you know.
he got hit then. Oh, it's nasty. Oh, a mine goes off over here.
I think that was around here.
Was it a mine?
Oh,
yes,
it was here. No, it was here.
Ah, you see, because they got the flamethrower, they haven't got the minesweeper.
Yeah.
Down the water. AC's going to fire through the bushes, possibly. Maybe not. There's another AC, though, with the bonus of the road. Oh, nice shots there. I think that was with the Tommies. Indeed, helping out with those friends.
Second Puma in the game. This time it's going to be Hands instead of
Two
DevM.
Pumas. There was a double Puma call in there. There's one from DevM, the mobile assault Hands Puma. They both spawned at the same time. If you see, the OKW1's just got his out.
Yeah.
So it's Pumas versus AECs. Round 2. Ding, ding, ding.
It's such a shame though, because you know it's like you don't want to be doing this because it's such a stall now in the Axis tech.
I love
They've
it.
had to go back, you know, and build these Pumas just to deal with the AECs. By the time they deal with the AECs, like allies are going to have enough fuel for bigger things. So it's a difficult position to be in.
Look at them, though. They're so beautiful. They look very futuristic. Stone Pioneer hit a mine entering the building there. Lost 2 models on his entrance. Puma body blocking the Royal Engineers, allowing the Fox Units to get some shots in. AEC's watches on in horror as he's shot through the trees. What a shot that was!
That was a very good shot. Can he get the last one through? Tries to ground attack, but didn't have the vision from the Grenadiers in time. And a nice popped smoke there for Scotch.
People may be questioning why we as British men call it a Puma. It's because it's a German armoured car, so we choose to go with the German pronunciation out of respect for those awful people's very good engineering skills. In World War II, I mean, not awful people now, God, no. You know what I meant. The military aspect. I'm digging myself into a hole, as one often does when broadcasting a World War II orientated strategy game.
It's okay. It's inevitable to make some mistakes.
Filtered mode engage. Puma forced away. Rakettenwerfer muscles through some Grenadiers. And what's this? Is this pyrotechnics on display?
Yeah, just saw actually the marker for the artillery to fire. So now the base artillery pieces will be firing across the map to this general area. This is the kind of feature of the Brits that we were talking about earlier. And you know, it doesn't do that much, but it's good area denial. And you know, it's just going to keep units from being in that section of the map. It's exactly what they want to do if they're going to start pushing the strategic point here. And units that do go in there and do get hit take a decent amount of damage. Oh, and here's one of the mortar pits. We talked about emplacements earlier. We're about to see one of the mortar pits. The range on the mortar pits are really big, even still.
Oh, get that tree out of my sight.
This.
No, don't please, no.
This
don't
tree.
make me look at that tree.
Look at it.
No, don't make
You're
me.
forced to confront your OCD.
Oh, it's horrendous. Why couldn't you get rid of that one as well? Nice grenade there, Tommy grenade.
You know, let's just check Axis healing. We've got one in the base there, but no healing, I think. Only dropped crates for DevM. I noticed he's got a couple of squads that are low health running around on the field. Surprised to see that this Puma from Scotch is still alive, which means, sorry, the AEC is still alive, which means the Puma hasn't been doing what it's expected to do on the field. Can we see a Faust here? This should be the Faust that allows the Puma to do some work, but where is it?
Oh, is it in turn? No, it's in the north of the map. They fear these 6-pouncers, of course. They can't be as aggressive as they'd like to be. Here, the mortar men in their mortar pit. Doing some mortary stuff, such as mortaring around. Sniper. Prone. With mortar fire all around him.
Yeah, I'd be careful.
I'd be
really
very careful.
Trying to take one of our points.
stealth Ricketons. Actually, whilst we're talking about things that benefit the different factions, OKW have the ability to just stealth these little versatile AT guns all over. And they can be so brutal when they catch you off guard.
Big points of contention here. HelpingHans has 350 munitions with a commander that has no large munitions ability, meaning he hasn't planted enough mines, possibly. A little bit of wear and fatigue settling in for the Englishman there. Possibly should have been using his munitions to upgrade units, etc.
Oh, love this. Great positioning of the AT gun.
Yeah, and that's what we were talking about earlier. He used the sappers to destroy the foliage, allowing him a better area of operation. Nice incendiary grenade there, forcing away the Tommies. They just jump from cover to cover, much like modern third-person shooter games. Oh, there's that brace structure there for the mortar. It's under heavy fire, seemingly.
I think there's an ISG.
Oh, nice grenade there over the bushes. Did you see that from Noggano? Could actually take out this first grenadier if he's lucky. You know, he's changed sights on the sniper. That's Bren gunfire. Couldn't quite get the kill. Bit of green cover in between them.
See here, that mortar pit's looking a little worse off. That mortar pit, though, can effectively, like very effectively cover both VPs. So it's a really great position for them to have the mortar in. Look at this push.
Oh, fantastic play. Such strength in depth here. He's forcing himself away as the tree flies into the sky. The AC watches on, and the 6-pounder gets a great shot in against the Puma. Popped smoke, forced.
You see the Puma, like you see they're trying to work the AEC up the field and then bring the Pumas around on flanks to get that last shot in, but Scotch has played the AEC so well in this game. It absolutely has to be noted. He's made no mistake with that unit. He's keeping it left and right on the field, moving the positions of enemy vehicles all the time. Do we get to see artillery flare here?
Just for the confused amongst you, Noggano is Nico. We will put a word in the referees to request the players change their names back to their tournament names. For some reason, some players like to change their names, so we've got Scotch and Noggano on the left side of your screen, playing as the South as the Allied double Brits team. I'm aware we've got a lot of newbies with us today, so at times we just explain a little bit better for you.
We're not sure why top players do that, because if you would think you'd stick with a name so that you're forever feared. But no, name gets changed regularly on Steam tournaments. Just
everything. Grenadiers, French Grenadiers forcing away that those Welshmen there. Voice acting for Brits, by the way, was a true return form for faction design for Relic, I thought. I thought Co 2 was great, by the way. Didn't quite, for me, hit the 10 out of 10 Co 1 voice acting until Brits. What have we got down to Crawler? Oh, he's so close. Doesn't know how close he is. You know, that could be death later on. What if, like, a nade hit that?
Capture point is being overrun.
Sure
But as I say, everybody needs to check out the Brit voice acting. If you haven't got the faction already, make sure you pick them up. It's hilarious.
Enemies trying to take a point from us.
Brits have always been great.
Someone said, why is he called Nico? His name is Nico.
Yeah.
There we go. Boomers and in full effect, but they haven't actually been that effective, Dan, it must be said. And not as much as he'd like. He's clearly lost the battle.
Oh, we have commandos that have been called out by Scotch. This is from the Doctrine. Mobile assault. We just heard there, mobile artillery, that's the land mattress. The land mattress is a very, very good indirect fire piece.
It really is. It's Her Majesty's favourite way of putting your opponent to sleep, just like the AEC now, as transforms itself into a Roman.
This AT gun should have a line of sight. Misses the first shot. I think sight there is being provided by the sappers.
Yes, indeed. Here come the Bren guns of the Tommies. 15 stout Englishmen with very good accuracy and fully automatic weapons. What a nade that is! Well dodged, though, by DevM. He dispersed squads very well indeed.
Oh, this is interesting. So, grenade actually on the house there.
Ooh, nice.
And of course, you have to be careful, because Company of Heroes, destructible environments, buildings do not last. Be very careful with grenades.
They do not. Let's have a look in the south, see what's going on there. We've got Command Panzer 4 for HelpingHans. We've got the 6-pounder trying to shoot through the house and failing. Oh, what an entrance! What a shot from the Panzer 4 command tank. Finish him off on retreat. No whistles harmlessly overhead. major mechanic in Company Heroes, of course, is destroying our opponent's squads, not just the individual soldiers of said squad, because the squad is the major investment, and that's where all the money or manpower is. Okay.
Enemy causing
There we
trouble.
go.
Trying
What
to
a
take
battle
one
this,
on
what a series this has been. This is a best of 5 contest, scheduled for 1 fall. And sniper behind him there. How many kills has that Spaby got? The sharpshooter. 21 infantry kills. Not too shabby. Trying to put some pressure on the mortar now. Is it working?
I think
Sniper's out
Oh!
and down! The Panzer IV got in his way. He issued a movement command and the Panzer IV blocked the movement command, forcing the sniper to go into no man's land. And now he's truly in the air. What's this?
Bombers are ready to attack everything they see.
Churchill.
Bombers inbound.
Where are we going to see these commandos land, by the way? See the plane coming in here. Careful!
Oh my god, Dan, it's coming straight for me. Please move. Move us, no. Oh, you had it under control. Thank God for that. And who's
Yep.
this?
But look at this, what a great landing. Commandos pop out the glider.
Oh,
They're picking off the
beautiful.
squads on the retreat.
Where's the light cannon bomb when you need
Do
one?
they have the grenade? He hasn't thrown it.
Oh, that's a shame. That could have been awesome. Did he have the munitions for it?
The enemy have destroyed a forward
Yeah,
position.
great landing though, and obviously getting the AT gun, huge importance because he clears the way for the arrival of the
That'll take ages.
Churchill.
Yeah, you
This
can go
will,
back to
yeah.
something else for a while.
It's a cumbersome beast.
It's a cumbersome beast. Made by Vauxhall, and it's not an Astra. It is indeed a very decent tank. I mean, the Brits made some odd tanks in World War II. This is one of the more decent designs. It is an infantry tank, very slow, goes at a moving foot pace.
If I'm honest, I'm surprised to see it penetrated so many times.
Yes.
That's very rare.
It's usually quite good at deflecting shots and such.
Yeah.
Every round is simulated with kind of this is slightly orangey, but it really does a good job of giving the aesthetic of warfare and like a microcosm feel. So people say it's a bad part of the game. It's my favourite part of the game, to be honest.
Double Churchill as well. Actually, I didn't realise Scotch had picked one out. It's a great play against the Pumas, really, because you see the Pumas are not penetrating all the time. Penetration values, I mean, the light vehicle's not necessarily going to get through that thick skin.
That's what he's watching over as the Irishmen are forced away. Stem guns in hand. Grenadier's going to survive that one. Let's check out the east as the Puma gets a nice little infantry kill there. It's a rarity. Got a very tight-knit area of effect pattern, more suited to do hitting tanks than men.
You know, I've really got a call. I don't think Axis are going to have much in this game from here. Hans, of course, has picked mobile defense. And with the amount he's spent on Pumas and call-ins and things, I'm pretty sure he's not going to have much in tech. Hasn't even got up to battle phase 2. So he's pretty much stuck on Pumas, you know, for a long time in this game. It's a teching disability, really.
It is, yes, indeed. He's put himself at a disadvantage for certain. Grenadier's getting forced away. How is the overall strategic meta of this game working right now? I really feel like the Brits have put themselves into a cube, and it's a cube that encompasses 2 victory points. So that's a good strategy. It's a war-winning strategy. You know, steady on, lads. We'll inch forwards into the enemy. Oh, Churchill's a big, thick, with a double C boy, and you can't force your way through him, but you can force your way through the rear line to take out the AEC with the Puma. Good play by Helping Hands, but he has been shot in the rear by the 6-pounder. Needs to get out of there. 6-pounder's facing the way he expects the Puma to go. Here comes the Churchill, reverses his turret, misses. 6-pounder's got one big shot in him though, Dan. No.
Nope. Good attempt. Let's have a quick look at what's going on with Noggano at the moment, trying to fend off an attack by DevM. Nice mines planted by DevM, stopping those infantry from coming up onto the VP on the right. And by the way, VP counts very important for Axis right now as they dip to 200 compared to 436 from Noggano and Scotch. So keeping hold of the VPs at this stage of the game is essential.
Here comes the Command Panther as well. Panzerkampfwagen 5, the upgraded radio. 2 command tanks all in all, so defensive auras up the wazoo for the northern combatants playing as the Axis, trying to get their way into the final and earn that juicy record-breaking prize pool for Company of Heroes. And you may snort at it having watched you know, big Dota 2 tournaments, but for us, we are more of a pride and prestige community. We love what we do in playing this game, and for us 20,500 prize pool all in total is a big deal.
Well, his hands is committing to the Puma strategy. I'm not sure it's a good idea.
Do you remember when Barty back in the day took Love Nest out of an ESL tournament with like a 5 Puma build?
I remember it.
If Hans does some crazy Puma strat... How many does DevM have, by the way?
DevM has one.
With Panther, and they're building a Death Ball composition. They're going to go all in at some point, and it's going to be glorious.
Where's the land mattress fire? Sorry, I'm hearing the land mattress fire. Left VP at the moment. Command Panzer IV finds itself weak against the Churchill. Smokes to get away. This is the opportunity for Scotch to go back in and capture the VP on the left side, under cover of the land mattress. Beautiful unit.
Yeah, it's did a good job of recapturing the victory point for certain. And as I say, it's a little bit stagnant in terms of overall meta movement in this game. You see the guys hauling the trail. The other two don't help. They're so lazy.
No.
Go on, boys! Keep pushing!
Drill sergeant.
Drill officer.
Jerry's got 200 points remaining.
Well, the question here is how are Allies going to push back? This is great center on the field. An anti-air vehicle that is actually able to double down its effectiveness against infantry.
Absolutely.
Oh, if this Churchill turns, it could crush the building.
Oh, but here comes the Panther, returning fire and penetrating.
Surely,
MG.
yes!
Yes, there you go! Down with an excellent call. A destroyed building and a decimated MG.
Be so careful leaving squads in the buildings that
You'd
way.
make a good Jenga player, I feel.
Enemy causing trouble.
I actually am.
I actually am. I'm the greatest Jenga player you'll ever meet.
I'm actually the best Jenga player in the world.
I'm Milton Keynes Jenga champion 2017, I'll have you know. Here we go, nice rifle nade. Well, bad rifle nade was easily dodged by Scotch. Churchill fighting on. Meanwhile, over here, Noggano's fighting well. Cloaked Raketans. They are an invisible cloaked unit, so you can't see them. They can just slowly push themselves away.
Oh, this is dangerous. These Grenadiers are going to want to get the Faust on the Churchill. The Churchill is slow. I think they missed an opportunity to go in and get it there. I like to see that Noggano just takes his time, doesn't he? You see this in pretty much every game. He gets the kind of loadout that he wants and then takes it to the field.
I think they've got really nice builds that work together. They've both got Churchills. They've both become the anvil. You know, the object for their opponents to break themselves upon. You know, there's the rock to the steady stream of water that is Hans and DevM. And in this case, the rock seems certain to hold. Where's this land mattress firing? Her Majesty's favourite slumber inducer.
Yep, nowhere serious. I mean,
very accurate that.
There was, when they designed this, there was no attention to needing to take down specific
British World War II kind of engineering, isn't it? They've invented a rocket launcher. How about a spring launcher? That's the kind of thing they did.
Wow, it's Axis just barging their way across territory. The best way to do it sometimes, you know, take a big massive units. Of course, we've got commandos here lying
This could be a
in
light
wait.
cannon bomb. They've got a huge pocket nuclear bomb, quite frankly. Here it is, thrown. Folks, Grenadiers, dodge it.
Oh, I was hoping that the Panther was going to
DevM, why
push
do you have to
them.
be so good at the game? That could have been a great moment. You've spoilt it now. Great shots there, forcing away the Command Panther. Boys forced away by the Sturmgewehrs, the Folks Grenadiers.
You can really see how effective this mortar position's been. Vet 3 at the moment, and pulling its weight to force any of the support weapons away from VP on the left side. It'll also be covering middle when Axis try to attack there. Churchill now feeling aggressive. They're going to start to muscle up to the Command Panzer IV. They got nothing to fear, really.
Absolutely have nothing to fear for now, it seems. The Pumas are relatively toothless. Churchill standing strong in the face of overwhelming odds and superiority, but the 6-pounder watches on. Will it get taken out? Raketenwerfer with a Hail Mary shot from afar. Churchill survives. Pretty much the story of British World War I and, 1941. Anyway, First Grenadiers push themselves in. Veterancy 5, those guys, a lot of firepower. Elsewhere in the centre, we see that the commandos lurk.
I'm going to say that I think at this stage, even though the gameplay has been fantastic, I think that Noggano and Scotch have got this game quite comfortably. I don't see that Hans really has the ability. You see he's taking up to battle phase 3 now, but we're 30 minutes into the game, and now he's starting to look for a better solution to the Churchill. Is there time, really?
They have to go all in with this strategy, Dan. They've built a maneuverable force that is all about getting the surprise and pushing and continuing advantage. It's about blitzkrieg, quite frankly. Lightning war. They've got the special operations flares. They've got minesweepers. They need to use a player that does this beautifully. They need to Von Ivan this game. Go all in and go for it. Because if they're conservative, they are going to lose. The Brits will keep these 2 victory points, and there's nothing you can do about it. They have the fighting force that will keep the 2 victory points.
Yeah.
They have to go for it.
The absolute saving grace here is that they've got the speed, and the Brits don't have the snares, really. You know, they're only going to go in with minesweepers. That being said, Sherman Firefly in the build for Noggano. So soon there's going to be something that's able to handle it.
Centaur, the Akak, almost like a typewriter on deletion mode. Control Zeding all of those infantry squads. To the west here, we've got the land matches firing. What's it hitting this time? Anything much? But the biggest story is the Puma could be coming in here. What are they thinking? No, jabbing. No judges' scorecards for this battle. As soon as it's over, it's over.
I mean, to be fair, they're getting some good hits, some good penetrating shots. I think this could be the moment, though, that we were waiting for. The Pumas are trying to deal with the mortar pit. Brace is available, but not used yet by Scotch. 2 Churchills roll in. Can they ground attack through the smoke to get the Panzer IV? 1 penetrates.
Churchills are rather like Clement Vorosvilov tanks, the KV-1s. You have to get around the rear of them to really cause them damage, because they'll just tank a frontal assault. Especially with a lightly armoured Puma, you have to start working that turret traversal rate and get behind it whilst it can't fire at you. Panzer IVs, what? They don't counter the Churchills. A Jagdpanzer IV, maybe, you know? And I'm sorry to be an armchair gamer here, but I think we're all thinking it.
Well, perhaps the intention isn't to take down the Churchills themselves. Maybe it's to provide a better anti-infantry solution, which depends what way we want to go with it.
I would say the Churchill... Oh, there's a Sherman Firefly as well now for Noggano. So he's got the unholy trilogy of Brit tanks. The Centaur, the anti-infantry tank. The Churchill, defensive tank. And the Sherman Firefly, which could be taken out. But he's going to go for a Hail Mary shot there. Oh, Pumas are going in. Churchill has been rear-armoured. DevM's under assault, though. The Centaur takes him out. That weak rear armour. Here comes the Command Panther. What's he thinking? Firefly's going to take him out from afar here. Pick him off like an assassin in the mist.
1 shot from that Firefly
should
be GG for the Panther.
Oh, brutal. Lee Harvey Oswald, eat your hearts out. That Firefly had bad intentions on DevM, and he fell into a trap.
Yeah, I don't know if DevM really noticed the shot from the Firefly there, which is really unfortunate. He didn't seem to make an effort to get that tank away. Command Panzer IV in trouble here. Raketten, I don't think that shot penetrated. If it did, it left it with very low health. Do we see the ground attack shot?
He's down to only 50 points.
Firefly, big shot coming in. This is not Last Chance Saloon. This is simply Game 3. Should either of these teams win, it will not be the end of the match.
I mean, really, it's the sensible thing right now to is to just hang back a little bit, and you know, they're winning. They're not really got anything to fear with this this build from Hans and DevM.
Churchill, look at those beasts. Not one has been taken out in this game. They've done so much work. Oh, nice work from the Rakettenwerfer, going for a cheeky shot in here against the fire. Oh, good tulip rockets! Oh my lord! What a shot! Oh, but the great play by DevM with the cloaked Rakettenwerfer. It loses its life. Hero of the Third Reich takes out the Sherman Firefly.
Who wins this engagement? I mean, like, everyone lost everything.
Oh, here comes the Pumas, though. HelpingHans is getting aggressive. He's getting leery. He's going to have to go all the way around the back. He's going to try and take out the Land mattress, possibly.
I don't think it's aggressive. I think it's desperate. 5 VPs on a triple cap. It's going to be GG. There's nothing they can do. GG to Scotch and Noggano, showing us double Brits are still viable.
Wow.